The morning sun rose over the plains of Plataea, casting long shadows across the rugged terrain. The air was thick with tension, the scent of sweat and iron lingering among the ranks of Greek warriors. They stood in formation, shields locked, spears ready, their eyes fixed on the horizon where the vast Persian host assembled. Among them was a Spartan named Aristodemus, a veteran of Thermopylae, where King Leonidas and his 300 had fallen. Today, he fought not for glory, but for survival, for Greece itself. The march to Plataea months earlier, the Persian king Xerxes, humiliated by his naval defeat at Salamis, had retreated to Asia, leaving his general, Mardonius, to finish the conquest of Greece. Mardonius had wintered in Thessaly, offering peace to Athens, but the Athenians refused. They would not betray Greece. When spring came, Mardonius marched south, burning Athens once more. The Athenians fled to Salamis again, pleading for Spartan aid. The Spartans, cautious as ever, delayed. Only when the Athenians threatened to surrender did King Pausanias, nephew of Leonidas, finally lead the Spartan army north. They joined forces with Athens, Corinth, Megara, and other city-states, forming the largest Greek army ever assembled, over 100,000 men. Mardonius, confident in his superior numbers, withdrew to the open plains near Plataea, where his cavalry could dominate. The stalemate for days, the two armies faced each other across the Asopus River. The Greeks held the high ground, while the Persians camped on the plains. Mardonius sent his cavalry to harass the Greeks, disrupting their supply lines. The Greeks, reliant on the mountains for protection, grew restless. Aristodemus tightened his grip on his spear as Persian horsemen thundered past, losing arrows into the Greek lines. "Hold the line," bellowed his captain. The Spartans raised their shields, the bronze-faced hoplons deflecting the deadly rain. But not all were so lucky. A Thessalian ally fell, an arrow piercing his throat. The Greeks could not endure this forever. The night of desperation, under cover of darkness, Pausanias made a risky decision. The Greeks would retreat to a safer position near Plataea, where the terrain would neutralize Persian cavalry. But the withdrawal was chaotic. In the moonless night, confusion spread. Some units misunderstood orders and halted mid-retreat. The Athenians and Spartans became separated. As dawn approached, Mardonius saw the disarray and smelled victory. "Now," he roared. The Persian army surged forward, thousands of immortals and allied warriors charging the Greek lines. The Spartan stand, Aristodemus found himself shoulder to shoulder with his brothers in arms as the Persian tide crashed against them. The Spartans, disciplined as ever, held firm. Their long spears thrust forward, impaling the lightly armored Persians. The enemy fell in waves, but more kept coming. Mardonius himself led the charge, mounted on a white horse, his golden armor gleaming. He struck down a Spartan officer, rallying his men. But then, a thrown spear found its mark. A stone from a Greek slinger struck Mardonius' skull, and he toppled from his horse. The Persian ranks faltered. The tide turned, seeing their general fall, the Persian army wavered. The Greeks, sensing their moment, pushed forward. The Athenians, who had been holding off the Persian allies, now joined the assault. The bands, fighting for Persia, broke and fled. Aristodemus drove his spear into a Persian officer, then drew his sword, slashing through the enemy. Around him, Spartans chanted their war cries, their advance unstoppable. The Persians, now leaderless, collapsed into chaos. They fled toward their camp, but the Greeks pursued, slaughtering all in their path. The aftermath: by midday, the Battle of Plataea was over. The Persian army was annihilated. The Greeks had won against impossible odds. Among the dead lay Mardonius, his body stripped of armor by the victorious Greeks. The spoils of war, gold, silks, weapons, were divided among the victors. Aristodemus, bloodied but alive, knelt beside a fallen comrade. He had survived Thermopylae, and now he had helped deliver Greece from tyranny. As the sun set over Plataea, he knew this victory would echo through history. The legacy of the Battle of Plataea marked the end of the Persian invasion. With their army destroyed, the Persians retreated from Greece forever. The Greek city-states, though often divided, had united to defend their homeland. Plataea became a symbol of freedom, a testament to courage and sacrifice. Years later, when travelers passed the battlefield, they would remember the men who stood against an empire and won. And among them, warriors like Aristodemus, who had fought not just for Sparta, but for all of Greece.